Hey all, Alf here. Because there's been so much controversy about some members of the group Hearts of Oak live streaming from the Brighton Standing for Women rally, I decided to check it out in detail and present the bare, concrete facts, and maybe just a pinch of opinion sprinkled in here and there. So what was the deal then? Starting on the web side of things, Hearts of Oak have a Getter account with 22.1 thousand followers, a Twitter account with 4.4 thousand followers, and a Telegram channel with 1,200 subscribers. All three feeds are more or less carbon copies of each other. They range over various subjects, with most posts seeming to be either anti-statists, anti-lockdown and or COVID or vaccine skepticism, while others praise right-wing populist political gains, for example in Sweden and Italy in recent days. The expense of housing migrants is brought up as a problem and supported by a Daily Mail article, and more than a few posts on gender ideology also feature, notably stories about mermaids binder controversy and so on. In general, Hearts of Oak seem to get very little engagement on any of these platforms. The view counts are low, and few people bother to comment. On the day of the Standing for Women Brighton rally, the 18th of September 22, a post appeared on each of these platforms announcing a live stream exclusively on the Getter channel. In addition to the live stream, which can only be viewed on Getter, there were also 5 short video clips of rally speakers that were uploaded to all 3 platforms later on that evening. Let's start with the live stream, which you're now looking at, and come back to the clips later. Beginning at around 12:27, the Hearts of Oak stream starts located a little way out from the centre of the Standing for Women crowd. The opening shot takes in many Standing for Women stewards, the line of police, and in the background, the chanting gang of TRAs. At this point, the camera seems to be on a tripod. The sound and picture are crap and remain this bad throughout. Here's a quick example. It then picks up from that location and goes for a potter about to get closer to the TRA crowd and to circle around the Standing for Women crowd. He gets some general footage of the rally being set up and goes for a stroll around the back of the TRAs too. There's this one little interaction with the TRA who tries to block him from filming with a placard. In response, he lifts the camera up super high and declares, "I win." There are several moments where a voice is heard announcing the following.
You're watching Hearts of Oak live from Brighton. Let Women Speak tour. Share, share, share.
This voice is so much louder and clearer than everything else that I initially suspected it might have been added into the stream by an unseen person rebroadcasting it. But at the very end of part 2, we hear the streamer talking to camera and can see by his shadow he has his face right up on the phone.
Right, thank you everyone for watching. We're going to end it now. Share, share, share. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Plausibly then, people nearby could have heard these announcements, though personally it would have meant nothing to me, having never heard of this group at all until the next day. A lot of people have offered the opinion that the location of the Hearts of Oak stream, front and centre, must have meant that they had some sort of legitimacy from the organisers' point of view. Let's look at how that position was gained. At around 12:49, this man in the red t-shirt is seen entering the frame carrying a tripod. He mooches into the middle of the somewhat chaotic rally under construction and, cool as a cucumber, plonks this tripod down like the proverbial beach towel on the deck chair. Looking a little unclear where to put it, he tries a few spots, then is momentarily caught in shot, possibly exchanging brief words with Kelly J. Keane or somebody else on the Standing for Women team. Or possibly not. This is unclear. Only a minute later, at 12:50, the streamer is off again, going for a mooch within the TRA crowd, where he gets shouted at by this lovely Aggie man.
Fuck off with your camera! Fuck off, man!
By 12:53, he's made his way down to this point and is about to get picked up on a steward's body cam, like this. Notice the man in the brown hoodie who is central to both shots. The streamer walks up behind him, then turns left and passes him. So this is who is operating the Hearts of Oak livestream. It's man in red t-shirt, and the equipment in use is a smartphone in a space frame type tripod mount. The tripod had a monopod style center pole that can be removed as pictured here, and which he is using to get the high angles we see in some of the shots. So yes, there was a tripod, and at other times, yes, it was just a dude walking around with a mobile phone. No, they did not have professional cameras, and no, while we're at it, none of the stream footage was branded beyond featuring on the Hearts of Oak channels and these occasional crude verbal announcements. Next, he carries on milling about until around 12:55 we see him return to the centre of the rally. In this frame you can see his empty tripod which he'd left right next to Kelly J. Keen's setup, possibly an innocent way to behave, possibly a genius bit of social engineering. Anyway, he takes his position and settles in. I don't hear anybody challenge him or give him permission, but the audio is awful so it's hard to be sure either way. The only interaction of this type we do see is Kelly J. Keen asking him politely if he will move his setup over a bit so she can get to hers more easily. He politely obliges.
Can you possibly set up so I can easily get to my...
In these few minutes before kickoff, we see Kelly J. Keen having a lengthy exchange with a woman in red, who I believe to be Max Genane, director of this 3-person documentary crew who had formal release forms for people they shot and were thinking about featuring, and who I'm told Kelly J. Keen knew were coming. Some people rumoured that the documentary crew and the Hearts of Oak crew were one and the same people. I think we can be pretty clear from the evidence that they were not. Here's a great photo of the doc crew. Professional gear, camera operator, soundman, director. They were roving throughout, and whatever their agenda may be, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a far-right one. The Hearts of Oak streamer stays on this position showing the speakers until around 14:51 before leaving, as you're about to see. So the Hearts of Oak stream came in 2 pieces. The first part suffered a presumably unplanned dropout after 43 minutes. The positive ID via the steward's body cam that we saw earlier is in part 1. There is another positive ID here in part 2 of the stream when, shortly after Heather Brunskill Evans' speech, man in red t-shirt decides to up and leave and enters the frame of the official KJ Keen livestream. With these 2 videos synced side by side, I think there can be no doubt at all that this phone and this man were the source of the Hearts of Oak stream. Notice also that this woman in light cardigan leaves ahead of him, carrying the tripod no less. That'll become relevant shortly. After leaving the speakers, which is sad for them because the very next one was phenomenal, the Hearts of Oak livestream goes in search of trouble, watches some arguments between TRAs and attendees, sees the police van drive off, and, at 14:55, attempts a brief face-to-camera interview with Sophie Corcoran, which is crashed hard by the aggy Italian-sounding TRA in a cycle helmet shouting over the top.
If I understand more, you're just completely wrong. This is bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
So we don't have to speak.
The streamer then mooches about a bit more and, at 15:04, with the rally still in full swing, decides to shut the stream down, perhaps lacking battery to continue, or perhaps having decided that's enough feminisming for one day. I don't know.
Right, thank you everyone for watching. We're going to end it now. Share, share, share. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
So that's the stream. But what about the videos? I mentioned before there were 5 short video snippets posted to the Hearts of Oak channels that seem to be original and that I haven't seen elsewhere. 1 each for speeches from Kelly J. Keen, Maya Forstater, Helen Joyce, Sophie Corcoran, and Julia Long's impromptu sing-along of the Person's Got a Penis song. All 5 of these clips were shot vertical format and handheld. They all come from a low-down perspective shooting up at the speakers. Can we have a go at identifying who shot them? Yeah, we can. First up, here's 3 videos synchronized to compare. On the left, we have the Hearts of Oak snippet of Maya Forstater's speech. On the bottom right, it's the Hearts of Oak livestream, and top right is footage that I recorded with my phone propped up against the pole with the Pache rainbow flag on it that you can see in the background of the livestream. I think it's possible to deduce that the video clip on the left of the screen is shot from slightly to the left of the Hearts of Oak livestream. Here's a good moment to prove that point. Right now, the TRAs throw the first smoke bomb into the rally, and the Heart of Oak stream gets a great shot of it. By the way, the official live stream had cut out for this bit. We see the police liaison officer pick up the smoke bomb and then cross in front of both the Hearts of Oak live stream and the Hearts of Oak video shooter. Pausing on this frame, the green bottle the PLO is carrying is dead center in frame for the Hearts of Oak video shooter. Draw an imaginary line between Maya and the green bottle and continue it into the crowd. It would be just to the left of and below the Hearts of Oak stream. So who's in that spot? Well, scrubbing forward in time a little bit, we get a tiny glimpse of who I'm calling Lady in White Cardigan, holding a phone in a red folio case in her hands in a vertical orientation. We can also just about make out the Hearts of Oak livestream setup to her immediate right. Good enough? Maybe it's still doubtful? There's another similar trick we can pull with the footage from Julia Long's penis song. This time you're looking at the Hearts of Oak recorded clip on the left, the Hearts of Oak live stream on the bottom right, and footage from a steward's body cam on the top right. The Hearts of Oak clip ends after the song is finished and the steward walks in to speak. And as she turns around, catches a glimpse of Lady in White Cardigan sitting in the exact spot the clip was filmed from with phone in hand. This is 19 seconds after the clip ended. By the way, the blurred out chunk of the shot is where the steward's phone screen is visible. A few seconds later we get this, and the whole tableau is revealed nice and clear. Official stream to the right on the grey tripod, Hearts of Oak stream on the black one to the left, and Lady in White Cardigan sitting in the exact spot the Hearts of Oak clips were shot from, with phone in hand, in between the two. So that's the mini bombshell. One of the couple of dudes from Hearts of Oak was a woman. I guess if you wanted to mooch around at a women's rally and keep a low profile, actually being a woman is a bit of a masterstroke, right? Full points for effort there. I also spotted one other instance where footage of the crowd shot by one of the attendees picked up what I'd gently refer to as Team Hearts of Oak. This is from 19 minutes into part 1 of their stream, which by my reckoning was at 12:46. I'm going to show some stills now from the photographer Tones of Monochrome. Link in the description if you want to see the whole gallery. I'm also going to venture an observation aimed at the various parties who say the Hearts of Oak streamers ought to have been stopped. Here's a sense of just how many cameras and phones were out in that makeshift press pit. There's one, and another, and a GoPro, and a body cam, and a DSLR, and a phone, and another camera, and a documentary crew. You get the picture. You can see the two Hearts of Oak people had no visible uniform, they flew no flag, carried no placard, and I'm not aware of them distributing any flyers or telling anyone who they were. It's a feature of the modern world that every single phone or other piece of camera equipment you ever might see could be recording a video that's about to go viral worldwide, or be live streaming to an audience of any size. Beyond stopping the events entirely and switching to a ticketed model in a venue with only vetted members of the press allowed to film, this simply could not have been prevented. How was anyone supposed to know that these two particular nondescript people, who as far as I can tell broke no laws, kept to themselves, and were polite to anyone they interacted with, were going to cause such a stink by their mere presence? The way some parties have reacted to this, you would think Tommy Robinson and the reanimated corpse of Oswald Mosley had stomped into the middle, shouted, "We're actual great big bastard fascists, can we live stream please?" And everyone said, "Of course you can," and clapped and cheered. Well, whether it's comfortable to you or not, the evidence shows something else. I'll round this out by saying I don't actually know if I can even condemn Hearts of Oak out of hand as beyond the pale. Unlike the UK neo-Nazi group I've been keeping tabs on for a while, they seem to have no formal constitution or policy positions. It's all a bit vague and their feeds ramble over a bunch of subjects. Much of it I disagree with in content as well as tone, but it certainly does not meet the bar of speech that should actually be banned. This is not to say they're clean either, or to endorse them in any way, and I don't think these are people I would actively seek out as allies. Helen Joyce did describe this group as beyond the pale and as a hard-right groupuscule. Hope I pronounced that one correctly. Joyce may very well know more than me, but I certainly find it curious that those who are most assured of the strength of guilt by association here do not seem to have taken the time to lay out the case against Hearts of Oak in much detail. What I would suggest is that it's necessary to be very careful in deciding who and what to add to the basket of deplorables. Being overly hasty to do so provides cover for open fascists, muddies the waters, and I suspect drives harmful radicalisation from mere right to far right to fascist. I wrote a Twitter thread about the possibility that known far-right groups might seek to attend Standing for Women events a couple of days ahead of the Brighton rally, and my intention at that time was to talk with any such groups that show up and go over some political points related to feminism with them. I'd stand by that in relation to these two people, and if either of you are watching this, my apologies if you feel stalked by the depth of this analysis. Let me say, I only went to such trouble due to the friction that your day out caused, and I have no particular wish to find out any more about you. That's it from me. I'm quite sure this topic isn't over, and I'm hopeful that chucking a handful of facts into the mix may help. Full report on the day coming soon, and it will focus firstly on what the women at the rally said, and secondly on what the counter-protest did. Take care now. Bye.